Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but I'm back with a strong one. I'm giving you guys the advice you need to win 2025. Before we get into it, I know I haven't made English content in such a long time, but everything has its reasons. I'm not gonna come here and yap and apologize. I'm gonna come here and start off strong with a video I know you guys have been asking for so long, and also one that I used to always watch, and it's an advice video. Sometimes in life you just get to a point where you don't even know what to do. You don't even know what to change. You don't even know where you're actually going wrong. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rewind and go back to those moments and look at what I was doing or not doing and give you guys advice so that if you're in a position like that, you can get out quicker, succeed quicker, and get that bag. Because it's 2025, no gatekeeping here. So I've taken some notes and I've actually collected some of my best tips. These are not all of the tips, of course, because this is going to be a self-improvement series. Obviously, you have to level up, so the tips are going to get better, but this is part 1. So basically, last month was crazy. In general, December 2024 to now has been a tough time, not only because it's a new year and we all have New Year's resolutions and then the pressure is higher in school and everything and new projects are happening, but also just life has been hitting me, and I was like, I needed that advice when I was there last month. So I'm gonna give you guys the big sister advice that I needed. So I've been in a rut. Literally last month I was not doing well, okay? My motivation to do stuff was down there, and I realized, okay, if I don't pick myself up now, this is gonna get really bad. So since it was in time of New Year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna establish routines for myself that do not only keep me from getting to the point where I was at, but also that just make me happy. Routines that I actually enjoy, because especially for the new year, people make lots of routines, lots of plans, but don't realize that those routines are like the foundation for everything you're going to do this year. For me, I looked at everything that I've been doing, so the routines that I've been doing, whether those were conscious routines or subconscious ones that I was just doing because I was used to it, and things you do regularly are routines. So, I analyzed my day. I was like, okay, what do I do? Where do I waste time? Where do I actually invest time into good things? I decided, okay, I'm going to be 70% realistic with my routine, especially because I'm in school and I'm graduating this year, so I need to invest a lot of time into that as well. But also I was like, yeah, but at the same time, being realistic with my routines will make me achieve less, because realistically, most people my age go to school and go home. I already don't have a very realistic or normal routine, slash I don't want to have that. I don't only want to have those 2-3 things that I'm doing in my life, in my day, in my week. So I was like, okay, 70% realistic, and then the 30% are delusional, crazy, and whatever. So I decided that I'm gonna start easy, and I started with those things that I have to do, those must do things: school, homework, studying, and then I pulled through with those 3. Then I was like, okay, next I can try and be more responsible with my money. So what's an easy way to think about, where am I putting my money? Lunch for school, for example. I cook for myself, I make nice lunches, and then, okay, I want to go to the gym, but let's put in 2 hours of studying before that, so that the gym is kind of like a reward. So saying that, it's just like a little bit of an insight of what I did, but in general, just create good routines so that you can actually achieve your goals. It's really, really hard to achieve good routines so that you can actually achieve your goals. It's really, really hard to achieve something that is so far away or like delusional if your day-to-day routine doesn't bring you closer to that or doesn't support you in that. And I think some people tend to forget that you can't just magically make something appear in your life, or you can. I cannot magically poof something into my life. So I try to make sure that my day-to-day routines actually get me closer to that, or that my day-to-day routines give me time to plan how I can make that happen in my life. So yeah, my number one advice for you for 2025 is to establish routines and be delusional. If you have been inspired to start running because all of the runners on your For You page are like so cool, and you're like, you know what, I don't have time for that. You do. Look at your screen time, look at the apps, subtract 1 hour from whatever app you want, from the one you least care about, and take that 1 hour and go for a 30-minute run. Literally, the first runs are gonna take you longer. So if you have an hour, you can go for 30 minutes. And in that 30-minute goal that you have, you're obviously gonna take breaks. You actually spent that 1 hour doing something that you wanted to do for a while. So I repeat, establish good routines to start off your 2025 good. My next tip has really helped me through my winter sadness phase. I really suffer in winter. I don't know where my summer girlies are at, but I thrive in summer. I suffer in winter. I'm a flower. I need the sun. Literally, I'm closing off in winter. It's so hard for me to stay motivated, keep my mind from going into this place of like everything sucks. So I try to practice mindfulness, whether that be journaling, which I really do enjoy, or just taking a bath and reminding myself, you know what, I am so cool. I'm amazing. Like literally, I try to remind myself. And I think you should do that too. Really practice mindfulness and remind yourself of what you're capable of and all of the things you've actually done this year. Usually we forget about what we've done because it's insane what you achieve in a year, even when you don't really realize it. Just looking at the trend that was on my For You page before the new year started, and it was like, thinking that I haven't achieved anything in 2024 and then realizing that I did X, Y, Z. And it's very important to practice mindfulness, keep your mind in a good space, just listening to your body. So, you know, while establishing routines, also add mindfulness into your routine, add self check-ins. You know, sometimes you are on standby without even noticing. So for me, I think mindfulness has been something that has kept me sane, especially in the winter months, because I dream of the beach, dream of the sun. I'm such a summer girly. I can't. So reminding yourself that you're not only waking up every day and fighting through life, but you're actually going through life and you're experiencing stuff, and stuff is actually moving and stuff is happening and people are talking to you, you're talking to people, you know, like even the small things, like you getting up and going to school instead of skipping, and and like you doing your homework, or doing your homework and then going to the gym after and then reading 5 pages of that book you didn't want to read. That's amazing, and you should like sit down at least like once a week, or if you can't do it once a week, at least once a month, and look at progress you've been making, because I promise you're missing a lot of your own progress and your own growth that's happening every single day of your life. And as I said, define your goals, be delusional. Don't think you can't achieve something just because it's unrealistic or you don't even know how you're gonna get there. You are gonna get there. But the most important thing is to also look around while that vision is turning into reality. Take it in. There's so much that has happened in my life like so many things that have been like dreams that have come true. And I look back and I'm like, I didn't even realize how big of a deal that was because I was so in my head. Try to actually savor moments. And if you're a person that's forgetful, then start journaling them down and write them down, because it's crazy that some of the things that were so monumental in my life, I genuinely cannot remember. Is that the COVID brain? I don't know. I cannot remember a lot of stuff. It's not good. I don't think it's good. It's not fun, because it's like, I don't even know, how did I feel in that moment? I don't know. Overwhelmed? Traumatized? I don't know. But yeah, try to actually take in moments and be grateful. One thing you have to take into 2025 is complaining less. I am a complainer. I love complaining. Complaining is fun, okay? Like, let's be real. Complaining is that one thing that keeps you going, because why not complain about something? Complaining is fun. But complaining is also the thief of joy, complaining and comparing. And I think that for me personally, I like to complain about stupid stuff. I never ever complain about stuff that's like actually serious to me anymore, because I feel like it takes a lot of my energy and it makes stuff so much harder for me, whether that be letting go of something or accepting something. I truly complain less, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Obviously, I still complain, but some complaining that I do is just for fun. Do I actually care about that? No. Am I complaining about it? Yes, because I can, not because I actually need to. I've decided to minimize my complaining, because instead of complaining, I can change it. And I've taken so many steps into the right direction because of that. So many things have changed for the better, and it's like, wow, I've wasted so much time. Instead of like complaining to 5 people, I could have eliminated that problem in a day, but I didn't, because I was complaining. And I was like, yeah, unnecessary. Instead of spending that time complaining, spend it on changing the things and changing them for the better. Another great tip I have for you guys is getting enough sleep. I am not the person to talk. I'm severely sleep deprived, but I'm changing that. Usually I was a total minute girl, because my routines weren't stable. I didn't have stable routines. Now that I do, I literally get tired at 10 p.m. It's not even funny. 10 p.m. my body goes, I'm like, what has happened to me? I used to be the all-nighter girly. I used to be that girl that is online at 2 a.m. It's crazy. I don't know what has happened, but 10 p.m. my body goes, let's go to bed. Let's close our eyes. It's time for beauty rest. So essential. If you have routines that are stable and are getting you closer to that goal, I promise you're gonna get tired. I promise you're gonna get unmotivated. But if you're tired, unmotivated, and something is not going your way, or the thing you're working on is not giving you the results that you want, you're gonna give up. And yes, you're gonna give up because you're tired, because you'll be mentally tired and physically tired, and then you're gonna be like, I give up, because this is not worth it. You make a lot of mistakes when you're tired. You make a lot of stupid decisions when you're tired. So try and get enough sleep. You'll also be in a very good mood. I think sleep is underrated. I don't understand people that are obsessed with pulling all-nighters anymore. I never got them, because when I pull all-nighters or I sleep very, very late, it's either because I procrastinated doing something, or I'm like avoiding something that maybe has to do with me having to work, or I'm just like trying to make up for the time that I spent working on something, and then I'm like, okay, I need some me time, so then I pull an all-nighter. But that's the main reasons I do that. But now that I have routines in my day where there's always something that just gets me excited, makes me happy, I don't ever feel like I'm missing out or I'm restricting on anything. So now I feel like I don't need that anymore. I don't need to pull an all-nighter to feel like I have self-care time, because I find my self-care time also while journaling, or I find my self-care time at the gym. So yeah, that's really nice. I'm very proud of myself for that. Next tip for 2025, focus on yourself and don't hop on every trend. I know your For You page is yelling at you every 5 scrolls to go buy this new skincare product, to buy that new top, to buy that new dress. Babe, you don't need it. You know what you need? Self-control. I think something that has helped me a lot is to take care of myself and actually ask myself, what do I actually need? And then once I know what I need and my For You page yells at me to get it, then I can get it because I actually need it. But I don't really buy anything that I don't need. I'm actually a very financially responsible person, and I'm very proud of that. But I can only imagine like being 14 and people on my For You page yelling at me to like buy stuff. Like that must be crazy, because that's so much pressure. And I'm like, I feel sorry for all the young girls right now, because I know better. I know that I don't have to buy that. And I know that it's going to be out in like 2 weeks. But they don't, and they buy everything. And it's like, I'm so sorry. Girl, spend that money on your car. Okay, I have another tip here, but I'm going to skip it because I want to talk about this even more now. And because I actually want you to succeed in 2025, here is the last tip. And it's to let go of negative influences. Friends, influencers, some negative thought patterns that you have, try to let go of those. I think limiting negative influences is very hard, especially because that means boundaries. Those are not only boundaries that you establish and keep to yourself, but those are actually boundaries that you have to stand on. Like, you literally have to stand on business. So I mean, it has been very hard, especially because I had to let go of things that I really thought were good for me. And I was like, I still sometimes like grieve about those things. But then I'm like, I'm protecting something that I love and care about, and that's myself. So I'm doing something good. Cut off those negative people, set your clear boundaries, and stand on business, because it's so easy to let people walk all over you. It's easy to also get into that mindset of everyone's wrong and I'm the victim and I'm actually the greatest person on the planet and everyone is just doing me wrong. I actually have never done anyone else wrong. You actually need to sit down, reflect, talk to those people, have real grown-up conversations, and find out if you actually want them in your life or not. And I think that's going to be one of the things that you have to learn in 2025. So while cutting people off and limiting negative influences, also reflecting, looking in the mirror and being like, oh, did I maybe do something to push those people away? Or is something I'm doing influencing that relationship negatively or that friendship negatively? Try and be real to yourself, real to the people around you. If you don't like someone, if you don't feel like being around that person anymore, then be honest, have a grown-up conversation, be like, you know what, I appreciated you, but it's time to say goodbye. And then you say goodbye, because that's life. And it's not always cold-blooded cutting someone off, but sometimes you set a boundary and they leave on their own and then they come back into your life. But when they come back into your life, you don't let them back into your life the way they were in your life before, but now you actually have boundaries and you have like something to protect yourself with. And I think that's so valuable, and I'm very glad that I was able to do that, because there are certain people that I pushed away semi back in my life. Like, they may think everything's fine. It's never going to be the same, because I'm not the same anymore. And I don't want you to stay the same in 2025. And that's why I gave you this advice. I'm so glad I got to give you guys some tips for 2025. I hope you guys could take away some information from this video. If you guys want me to like jump into a topic more in depth or give you guys specific steps on the things that I talked about, then make sure to comment that below. I'm more than happy to do that. I was just like, okay, let's do it a little bit on surface level, but if you guys want a deep dive on the things that I talked about, I'm very open to doing that. You can show that to me best by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure to engage with it. That would make my day. Also, check out all my other social media. I will be posting more on here again. I'm back and I'm not leaving, I promise. Check out my previous videos. I want to make the next one a kind of like Confession Sunday video. So if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about or you guys want my amazing opinion on, then the link will be down in the description to submit your story. You guys know the deal. So if there's any friend group drama, boy drama, if there's like something you're going through that you want some advice on, the link is in the description. We'll be so excited to not only read it anonymously, of course, but also to hear some of your stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!